What do we have? We do have both players first banned Mali. Okay, that's a choice. That's a choice. We
I
have
think it's a good choice.
we have the Ottoman ban against SAS. I can totally see that. Yes. Then
That is knowing your opponent, for sure.
Sengoku ban against Coco. I mean, it's just a generic Sengoku ban. I think SAS hates playing against Sengoku. And then we have an Order of the Dragon ban. Okay. Can someone confirm or deny if Coco enjoys Order of the Dragon?
I am gonna go look right now. I think Koku's kind of in that group that can play everything and play everything well, so I don't think it matters too much to Coco. Yeah, I mean Coco's a top 200 player, so I'm just kind of looking at it as 1v1, and I love stats everyone. In the ranked pool, he uses let's just go all patches because it's just too small of a sample size. Interestingly enough, no, he has some favorites. He definitely Order of the Dragon is his fourth highest Civ pick. That he kind of goes with.
And here's
So
the
English,
downside of having AoE for World list all of these beautiful statistics. Your opponent can also just look them up.
yeah. So I can definitely say that Coco feels comfortable with Order of the Dragon. It's a Civ he frequently picks. So banning that out, makes a lot of sense for SAS. But also, I mean, listen, I just going into this game, I don't know that SAS is researching his opponent so much that he's gonna maybe know that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Prob-
Maybe SAS did the research.
Probably not.
You
Like
know?
honestly, it's Warchief's Club, and I'll lean very far out of that window and probably regret these words, but he's expected to win, and I think he expects to win because he's extremely heavily favored.
Agreed. So, kind of looking at this draft here, Coco did get English. English seems to be his favorite Civ. He also got
Wow,
Abbasid, so we have the
shouldn't have said that.
possibility for some longer games. Though SAS is definitely one who knows how to punish multi TC builds. SAS has French, SAS has Japan, SAS has Sengoku, and he has Macedonians. Do you think that SAS might play Knights? Do you think we might see some Knights from SAS?
Yes, I'll say yes, as we have Mikadomen with the I'll say shameless self-advertising, but you should probably reach out with that to Cascade, and he can just integrate it into AoE4 World.
That's probably the best idea you've ever come up with, Askeladd.
That doesn't say a whole lot
Probably.
of good things about me if you word it that way.
Or it just means I don't know a lot about you. How about that? So, okay, I'm looking at this map draft. Dry River Mountain Clearing coming in on Sasa's side. Mountain Clearing is kind of a pick there, given your opponent English. I feel like Mountain Clearing is really an English map. It's also, I think, an HRE map.
I'll say
Um,
this: Warchief's Club map draft, you get 2 bans and you play the other 5. So, and since you can pick your opponent's map as well when you lost, doesn't really matter what you pick once you banned.
okay, all I'm saying though is if it goes to game 5, he's gonna have to play on Mountain Clearing. That's all.
Mountain
That's it.
Clearing is
And
an
your
okay
opponent,
map.
yeah, but your opponent has English and HRE, so your opponent has options. You've got a whole bunch of night sips.
French
That's
isn't
all.
horrible on. Yeah, okay, it's not super great. What do you play?
So we are going to Dry Arabia, the literal best map in the map pool, ladies and gentlemen. So that is exciting right there.
Biased.
Just a little bit. And we're getting on Dry Arabia a pseudo rematch from the last game we just watched. Not identical, but it is a pseudo rematch. So
Oh.
Coco is going to have the Ottomans, and SAS is going to have Japanese, which is just the primary civ of Sengoku Daimyo. So probably see maybe a similar playstyle, similar way this game goes. Who knows? We'll see.
I'm kind of expecting SAS to just head straight to Castle Age, but we'll find out. We'll find out.
Yeah, I mean they
Let
got
me
to
shoot
start
you
the
an
game.
invite.
Please do.
Today's Sengoku Day. You know, there are Civ bands here. There are 4 Civ bands. You can choose to not have Sengoku in there.
Yeah, and again, most of the top players, the guys playing in EGC, they would prefer not to play against Sengoku. This is a Warchief's club, so you're going to see it pass through a little bit more. So
Game
now we're
is
just going to wait for the game to
observables.
start.
Let's see how much delay they put on. By the way, seeing Mikadomen here putting his own plug, I'll just mention briefly that we are fully community funded. Warchief's Club, being only a $50 tournament, can actually be subsidized by donations to have a little bit of a bigger reach, attract a little bit more bigger names here. If you want, you can help us out by donating to the prize pool, and that's going to be a split between Warchief's Club and special events that we could potentially run if our donation bar wasn't at $0. But yeah, anyway, if you want to help us out, feel free.
Yeah, it's a great organization, and as you mentioned earlier, it's a great place for some of the up-and-coming players to get some ATR, so they don't have to play Marine Lord in every larger tournament ever. So it kind of saves some of them, though unfortunately somebody is going to be Marine Lord's victim at the start of those tournaments.
Yeah. So if you want to help us out, there is the donation button, and if you want to help out new grassroots, new talents, players in the AoE4 scene, then head over to EGC, head over to Nilly as our community manager, and make an elaborate post with good arguments about why the downward spiral for new players as they get seeded into the highest seed as the lowest seed every single tournament just makes them lose more tournament elo, which makes them makes them be the lowest seed next time, which makes them lose more tournament elo, which makes them lose to the highest seed next time, which makes them lose more tournament elo, is not a great show.
Listen, someone once told me if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. So maybe we're just kind of setting them up to, follow on that. I'm not going to.
All you have to do is beat the best immediately on a regular basis, because at this point I think people like Red Darkstarter are at you start at 1,000 tournament elo. I think he's at 400 now or something.
Okay.
He can never get back up. Like, it does not work in the current system. It's just dumb.
So that is the second rant of Askeladd that has now been completed.
I feel like that one is warranted.
I'm not saying it's not, but I have a new shiny tool that I can use on AoE4 World. So while we are waiting these last 30 seconds, how often do you think the Kura Storehouse is picked for Japan?
For Japan, I'll say in 93% of cases.
So I'm excluding its Conqueror only. So I'm trying to just capture
I'll still
that
say 93% of cases.
Okay, and what about the Floating Gate?
Probably like 93% of cases.
You like 93, both are closer to 95. So Kura Storehouse 94.6, and I feel like the Coca Township comes out on water maps, so that makes a little bit of sense. But Floating Gate, I want to know who's picking Temple of Equality and why.
Temple of Equality isn't bad. You just make mass monks. It's not horrible, and it's really, really funny.
All right, we have a game though. We have on the east side of the map, in the color yellow, which is the best color in the game, we have SAS in the Japanese. And SAS has woken up and just said, I like violence. We have a Dark Age barracks coming.
I love me some violence.
On the west side, we have Coco and the Ottomans, and not taking after SAS and his concept of building that mining camp on the stone outcropping. We are going to get a military school here.
Yeah. And SAS is going to just barely miss it as his scout circles around. He's probably going to find it on the return swing.
He's going to click on the stone. He's going to see 50 gone, and he's going to know.
Yeah.
SAS already knows. He doesn't need to scout it now. He sees the 50 stone gone.
Yeah.
He knows. But what's interesting here is, and I love to point this out, SAS is making Dark Age Spear. Even though he has access to Dark Age Samurai, never go that option. In
There's a
Dark Age,
very
they're just trash.
easy reason for that, and it's called 100 food and 30 gold.
But even so, they're just bad. They suck. So Koku, it looks like he did not. He scouted the barracks. All right, good. So he knows. He is rushing over to gold. He's got 5 villagers on gold here. So the spear is going to get here, and he's going to be able to poke. But if Coco pulls back, and he's just going to pull his villagers back one at a time, he'll be perfectly fine here.
No. I'm just going to pause this real quick as we see the first villager move away. He needs 50 more gold to drop off. Second spear is about to arrive.
He's going to have to...
And now he needs 18 gold.
All right.
We've got 3 spears right here. SAS is hitting this timing nicely. And we have Fred's brother, Bob, pop out of the military school. And let's see what he can do.
Well, Bob is popping out at just what is the most atrocious timing ever. He's outnumbered 3-1.
It's okay. He's confident.
Oh, get some TC help there, though. And I think Coco's going to have to go with the barracks here.
Or is he gonna try and put a tower inside range here, which then SAS could just follow up with his own tower against his forward gold. But then again, you don't really tower rush. Like, these spears have already paid off so much. Yeah, there's a tower.
Yeah, okay. I thought it would be a barracks, but yeah, tower's probably a little bit better.
It's too far forward. SAS can actually burn it.
Yeah, but he'll get it up. That's all that matters. Right? He just got to make sure SAS can't dive and kill a villager. That's all.
Bob is getting the shafts.
Listen, the first spear, I just want to know the average lifespan of the first spear coming out of the military school, but it's got to be less than 5 minutes.
I'll say the spears probably hated the deer pushing change the most out of everything in this game.
It changed their life expectancy, all right? It significantly reduced it. First,
SAS is actually towering. Oh my god, he's doing it. Is he gonna make a new spear? Probably. Like, second spear is out on the military school.
Okay, so I don't know who did what to SAS's coffee, but he's feeling like he wants to just kill you.
And Coco is seeing this. He's going up to feudal age as we speak. SAS is gonna hear this. So he knows that the age up is coming.
Okay, that was a misclick. The villagers stopped to gather some berries for some reason. He was just kind of like, I have this really important mission here to build this tower, but I'm hungry. So let me just gather some
god, berries. Do you know what happened? Coco had turned off his military school. He could have 3 spears out now, but he accidentally turned off the military school. And so, well, he doesn't. I was like, why does this not show me the timer on the production? So yeah, if you have your military school selected and you accidentally fat finger the whichever production button you currently have active, it will turn off that production.
Oh, Bob is dead. Sub 5 minutes. Called it. They don't have a high life expectancy, ladies and gentlemen.
He only needed to live 3 more seconds.
They couldn't hit that 5-minute mark.
Anyway, Coco is about to lose access to his gold. And he's Ottoman, so he doesn't really care, but...
Yeah, you'll eventually be able to burn this tower down. No.
Yeah. And SAS is just going to take the berries.
I take that back. You will not be able to burn this down because he's building a house there. He's just going to gather the berries, and every time you try to take this, he'll be able to repair. So SAS is kind of like, this is mine, and good luck. He's going to probably upgrade this and make it a fortified outpost with the free stone that Japan gets from gathering gold. And you have a tower going up on SAS's gold, and I think SAS is just like, I'm going to go Castle Age, and
Yeah.
you're going to be stuck in Feudal.
I'll be
Now,
perfectly honest, that's what I thought SAS would do, but then he built the Kura storehouse with 4 villagers, and now I'm not so sure anymore. But he does have a beautiful spawn with the safe deer behind his base here that he can easily wall in if he chooses. There's also a berry patch.
I've seen top players kind of, rush up the Kura storehouse. Some of them, evidently SAS included in that, they value getting those farm transitions started, because once you get the full farm transition, you start getting passive wood generation off of it. And I've seen other top level players who are just like, I'm going to build it with 1. I don't really care when it gets up because I want to go to castle. It's a difference of opinion and preference, I think.
There's the first Bugeisha of the game just entered, and SAS is building a stable. Damn it, I thought we would get full Bugeisha memes.
I thought we would wind up with sort of a fast castle from SAS, and his gold still tells me that. Yeah, he's moving 4 more over to gold, and he's only got 4 on wood. So yeah, no, I still think he wants Castle Age.
Yeah, it's gonna be castle. See, I saw the Bugeisha and it was like, you're getting really excited, and yeah.
Yeah, he's going to raid with that Bugeisha. That Bugeisha is going to be annoying. Really good players raid very well with that Bugeisha. And whenever you're tower rush, ladies and gentlemen, just do what Coco did. Coco is just going to another gold. Now, SAS knows about this, and he's bringing a spear over, but he's heavily outnumbered here. And Coco has healing. SAS is going to try to pick a Vil, and oh, nice micro from SAS. He gets a Vil.
There's 2 healers here that are just a quarter screen away of healing that low
Union
HP
break.
villager. Union
They
break.
were on a union break.
Counter raid on the other side, though. There is a Sipahi here that is not activating Fortitude, and so he does not get a kill. Wait, we're taking out Shivs against the Sipahi? Are we insane?
No, because we have a spear right there.
And there he is, the party pooper.
Look at that macro, or micro, I should say. So that's just perfectly pulling that villager back. You could send him to a farm, but going to sheep for the time being. And now we have a Bugeisha. And this Bugeisha, not going to do a lot because of the healing.
Whee!
Uh-oh. Uma Bannerman, though, on his way over. And that guy...
Where is it? Where's
there's still
Yuma?
3 spears there. There's a tower. There's healing.
There we go. Okay.
Chargers coming in, though. Hits an Imam.
Mom is slowly trying to heal himself up, 1 HP at a time. And Yuma Bannerman actually might get trapped here. But no, he's just moving through all of these units like they are not even there, and takes out 1 Imam. And now 1 villager as well. And loses his life for it.
You know what? That's worth it, though. That I think is worth it.
Remind
he got
me.
an Imam, and he got a villager.
I'm just looking at this and I realized that SAS popped out his spears while I was looking at this and burned down the tower on the other goals.
Yep. Arrow slits in, fortified outpost coming in, and yeah, SAS is just gonna claim this space. Floating gate coming in from SAS, though. Coco is not too far behind, just a little bit more gold, and he'll be able to get what will likely be the Imperial Armory. That's what I expect. And then once you get that first Mangonel, you can kind of start having it rain down on this tower, and eventually...
You see another... This time we're bringing 2 Sipahi to raids, and he's gonna walk into the base just at the second that SAS is hitting Castle Age. And we're gonna be taking out the Imam as well, because the remade Uma Bannerman casually finds him as he's on the way to the relic, takes him out, moves on.
Nice counter raid from Koku, though. Gonna pick up a Vil on SAS' gold.
Yeah, Sipahi actually find a villager to... I think SAS allowed that to happen. Because if Sipahi don't find any kills anymore, they're gonna get buffed.
Yeah, SAS has not been an enjoyer. I can see him trying to get buffs for Ottomans. I'm sure he is part of that lobbying group with the devs to lobby them to buff Sipahi.
Okay, immediate mosque. We're probably gonna see the third military school being added as well in a second there. And SAS is just gonna go for mounted samurai and spears. Surprise
That is
Pikachu.
some luck. So a Sipahi went down, not by the mounted samurai. A wolf killed the Sipahi.
Yeah, mounted samurais
feels
cannot
bad.
kill Sipai. That is well known. They're just not good enough.
Alright, so already this game has gone vastly different than the last one. So not really sure where to go for here for Oko. He's doing the Janissary Sipahi comp at the moment. SAS is willing to play a little bit more infantry. I don't see any Yumi coming in.
Why did setting the MIA to just Springles fall out of favor? As SAS sees the first Janissary, takes it out, and he's just gonna continue on to the villagers because he has a lot of HP on those knights and he does not need to be afraid against so few defending units.
Yeah. And he has this tower here. He can see so much of what his opponent's doing.
Yeah, sees the villagers here still on the berries. That guy, though, might be a little overconfident. But he's trying to kill the wall villager, and Coco is actually moving back. Coco, what are we doing? What are we doing?
If SAS sees that villager, he can pick him off. At the same time, though, Coco's Sipahi raid gets turned around. Spears intercept. SAS going back out for the relics. Coco has one. SAS is probably going to get the other 4.
A little surprised that we only now move out to the relics. Does SAS have some lying around anywhere? Oh yeah, he picked up one in his base that he's now dropping off. So he picked up one early.
Yeah, and it really looks like SAS has control of the 3 remaining on the map. So it's going to be a 4-to-1 relic split in SAS's favor. And this is a pretty good position for SAS. Question is, what does he do here? How does he follow this up? Does he continue with this mounted samurai spear comp?
So far, it looks like mass spears. I mean, mass spears isn't bad. Janissaries are really good against them because they crossbows get soft countered by spears because you can't cost effectively trade because crossbow attack speed is low. But Janissaries don't suffer from that. They do really good damage against everything.
Yep. Stas's raid gets repelled. Stas trying to pick off the scout, and he does with those spears. Seeing the opportunity there, and we have a second tower coming down.
Okay,
and this tower is really proving to be a stronghold for SAS.
Why are we making this tower? I'm very confused.
Springhold.
Yeah, he wants a springhold emplacement on that, but like, what the hell? This is beyond rude.
If it works, it works.
It works. It works. Let's see if this works for SAS because yeah, he has no way to deal with the Janissaries currently. He has 15 spears, but wherever they are, they're not here.
7 of them are here. How do Janissaries trade into Onabu Geisha? Does the boogeyman of the Japan Civ work well against them? I have to think they would.
I'll say Bugeisha, if they can get a connection, are great against everything that is not armored. So yeah, you can definitely overwhelm them with Bugeisha, but you have to make a connection first.
Alright, looks like Sas's dreams of a Springald Tower have been dashed, and now these Sipahi are doing a good job fighting these mounted samurai. Janissaries come in.
I did like Sas's micro for the most part here, except for the fact where he misrallied and lost mounted samurai for free. But he's going to save his first tower.
Those Janissary, they absolutely annihilate anything on 4 legs here. And now this tower is just more annoying than it is valuable, and SAS is, for the first time this game, getting pushed back. Waiting for the Mangonel to just start spraying this tower to get it down.
Okay. Coco did scout out the mounted samurais in the back, but is he gonna react to them? Yeah, he's moving the Janissaries over, so he should not be losing any villagers to this.
I see villagers going there. Is there going to be a
Oh
quick
no,
wall of time?
SAS
No,
is
they're
gonna
just going to
snipe the
stone.
mango with the Bugeisha. He's just running in. And he's diving the TC. We could be doing field repairs here, and yeah, that was altogether a little too confident. Oh god, the mounted samurais are actually gonna find the villager.
Yep, that villager's dead.
Run!
He's running for his dear life. But 2 charges, and there he goes. But
Yeah.
Coco might pick up. He might pick up these mounted samurai. Janissary are coming over. If he just paths a little bit better.
It's almost 1,000 resources here as we see the Sipahi move into the Japanese base and find a lot more villagers. This is actually a really nice raid. Takes out 5 immediately and leaves again.
SAS does pick up a Springold though. The Imperial Armory has been switched to Springolds, but it's misrallied forward and SAS picked it up. And all of a sudden, you know, Coco is not in a terrible position. SAS does not have a counter for those Janissaries yet. And I don't know if this is SAS being stubborn or...
I mean, if the full melee setup will do okay against the Janissaries, because you just want to overwhelm and just run them down, right? The problem comes in when there's so many Janissaries that it can stutter step back and just kill you, or there's so many Springles that your infantry doesn't work.
Yeah. But SAS is really starting to ramp up the Ona Bugeisha comp, and that might work here.
Yeah, Coco needs to really pay attention here and not overextend or get caught in a really, really bad position like this one. Because he just lost 10 units for free, and if he loses the Janissaries too, that's gonna get really dangerous really, really fast.
Yep, and this is what SAS is just so good at, distracting you, getting you to pay attention to the one mounted samurai in the back, and then taking advantage somewhere else in the map. And SAS going for it, full dive under the TC.
Oh,
and
this is not a great fighting position for SAS though. Here in the choke point. He is going to be able to dive the Mangonel, but it gets off 2 good shots. And oh my god, the Yuma Bannerman actually pathfinding makes him not take the Mangonel. It's still going strong. This is a very nice connection by the melee units on top of the entire army of Coco, but we didn't actually do any eco damage, and we're all clustered up and getting killed.
Yeah, this is not the fight I think SAS was looking for. That push gets cleaned up, and SAS is kind of forced back and has to go back to the drawing board. Mounted Samurai, though, is going to be picked off, the one SAS used to distract earlier, and SAS is kind of licking his wounds here. He's not in a terrible position, but I think he expected that to go a little bit better than it did.
Yeah, either that or he is thinking about any trade where he trades down the number of Sipahi is a good trade, because he does have 4 relics, he has 3 sacred sites, and he has his farm transition for free already because Japan. So I think he's fairly confident in his current eco setup. He also has the Yoroshiro in the TC and is making a second one as we speak.
So SAS is not okay. He just requeued. So I was thinking for a second that he was looking to macro towards maybe Imperial, which I thought would have been crazy. But he requeued up. So we're staying in Castle.
Yeah, we just saw what happens when you go second TC and Imperial at the same time after taking a fight. You better be damn sure.
It usually doesn't end well. So now all of a sudden, this is just more even. SAS has the relic and has the sacred site, so his economy is going to be in fairly good shape. But Coco has these military schools. He's got the Imperial Armory. He's just getting free Springholds and free Sipahi, and that seems to be the favorite unit here, right? You're not making Janissaries, you're making Sipahi out of these.
Coco is going to be scouting the raid of SAS with his wall villager at the top side. As you do, as you do.
Yep, that's recipe for survival right there. Not Darwinism. Not at all Darwinism.
Oh, but that might be a very nice Sipahi raid here, because Coco is about to run into all of these villagers on the deer here, and none of them are gonna make it home.
Nope.
Oh,
Tower is not gonna get up. Wolf
and
fighting, doing the best it can to help out, but that is a nice find.
We're gonna sacrifice more vills. The wall vills moving out here. We don't have a scout, but villager gets seen anyway. And what is the plan here, SAS? He's added in a few samurai. He did get the upgrade. He's upgrading Yumi now. I'm not quite sure what we're planning to do. Except booming because we're now on 2 TC and just trying to find some raids.
Yeah, but Coco, he has the stronger military. If it wasn't for these, once this wall kind of gets up, I think Coco can go for a push here once his base is secure. And SAS, not necessarily in a perfect position to repel this if Coco pushes out now.
Oh, excellent, excellent point. Hold on. Let me, I had not looked at that. Let me change that. Boop, boop, boop.
But does Coco know he's in such a strong position is the question, and that I don't think he does. He's been raided and attacked. I mean, you have to know that if SAS is being passive, he's being passive for a reason.
Yeah, I'll say your Ottomans, it is stacking up for you right now. You have 4 military schools booming, but your opponent has 3 sacred sites. You know, he has almost all of the relics.
That is not a good fight. SAS loses a couple mounted samurai and needs to run away, and that might have been the message to Coco that, hey, let me go and attack him now, and oh no. Ooh, more mounted samurai go down because they just weren't rallied far enough away and turn tail, and they're running. And I think Coco, the siege is moving up. I think Coco kind of senses some weakness and wants to go poke SAS's base and see what's going on.
I think SAS is just preparing for Imp right now. He's stonewalling, Springald emplacements.
Oh my. Okay, stone walls. That was not on my bingo card for today.
I mean, it's just the southern side. He also made a market here. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say this is a market to just, you know, sell off excess resources and not make traders.
Coco added in his own second town center behind this, so their economies are relatively equal.
Very nice raid here by the Mounted Sams.
SAS is finally committed to the Tricomp. We have Yumi Ashigaru, 13 of them on the field here.
Yamo,
nice.
I know that the veteran samurai of the Japanese are very strong units indeed. I'm just scared how they're gonna match up against the Springles that Ottomans just accumulates for free.
Yeah, this is just that point in the game where I feel like Ottomans can just take over. They have Sipahi, Janissary comps that really just kills everything. Soon we'll be looking at maybe adding some Great Bombards in. We got a Vizier point coming in, and I think Great Bombard will be an option for him at that time.
Oh, Coco finds the Mounted Sams, and he's just gonna... It's 4, 5, 6... That was painful.
Yeah, Sipahi, though, they burned down the stone wall that SAS was trying to go up. Villager desperately runs into a spring tower. And Sapai are pushed back, but now the Yumi have been revealed, and Coco knows that SAS is full tri-comp. He also knows that SAS is on 2 TC.
Yeah, he could not pull away too far, though. As you said, Coco did add his own second town center. Mostly what SAS's eco has going for him is the relics and the fact that he was on triple sacred sides the entire time until they just got decapped. But look at this Ottoman army. That is one giant death ball. Do we have any cavalry left to dive this siege? There is 12 mounted samurai somewhere on the map. I just don't know
They're
where.
in the north. They were trying to raid, but they didn't find anything on those 2 deer packs, and the fight is taken, and Spearmen poorly attempt to hold the line here, but they are so outnumbered they need to pull back. Villagers caught in the crossfire, and this second town center not going to be able to survive for long, but acting as a beautiful sponge for Coco's backline. Mangonel's firing on both sides, and I think SAS will be fine here.
Yeah, it looks like he'll be holding the Mangonel in the back, doing a great job, and now he's on top of the siege. All of the Springles being taken out. And if you look at the military numbers that are still up, there's still 20 veteran samurai here.
Yeah, SAS just kind of using the geometry and the choke points of the buildings to his advantage in this fight, and
Yeah.
Coco got wiped.
Yeah, that was a horrible fight. Like, I don't want to say he threw necessarily, but he really threw. Like, you can't leave your siege unprotected like that if it's basically what is holding your army together.
So that felt like an A-move mistake because you had a lot of Coco's backline just shooting the fortified tower, which in Castle Age just tickles it. And then you had the siege just didn't come forward to actually attack SAS's units. That was unfortunate. All right. Oh, all right. So it looks like we're gonna get. I'm just reading the chat. There's a little bit to catch up on there, but yeah, it looks like we're gonna get Baltic as our next game, and I'm just trying to grab the save drafts now and see what we're getting for that. And I think I know why it looked like an A-move special. I think there was some technical difficulties on Coco's side.
Technical difficulties? As in, what do you mean? What was he saying?
I think Coco experienced a crash at the end.
All my tournament, I crash. Yeah, okay, well.
I mean, that fight went badly. SAS, in my opinion, was going to go on and win that one. However, the only question is, when did the crash take place? And that's not for me to decide, right?
There was a definite lack of control in that fight, but at the same time, I have also lost fights in this manner, and I was not crashing at the time, except crashing out mentally somewhere else.
Yeah, totally agree. So it looks like we're gonna just go on to game 2. Civ picker is done. SAS is up 1-0. So,
Let's
on
see
to Baltic.
Baltic is coming up. Do you know the matchup?
I do. Yes. I just don't know if you want to put it on screen or if you want to reveal it yourself.
I'm gonna put it on screen, but you can also talk about it if you want. I sent you an invite,
SAS
by the way.
with French, yep, just accepted. So French, which is really kind of an interesting water pick. It's a good water pick, one you don't see preferred in top tier tournaments, but SAS loves his French. And on the other side, you have Abbasid, which they have cheaper docks. There's definitely an argument for them. Camels are always good against any sort of night civ. So there's an argument to be made for both civs here, especially on Baltic. But SAS is a player who can micro water and micro ignite in your wood line. So
Hear me out here real quick. Your SAS, Baltic is coming up. Your opponent has access to HRE, KT, potentially even English, and as you see, Abbasid. What water civ do you pick? He doesn't have anything. Doesn't have anything but French.
So SAS has Sengoku, and I think they have the same benefits as Japan on water.
But you want to be making yatai, and you can't do that when you're investing everything on water because you're spending all of your wood already. And then you get extra food income as your civ bonus, which is not great because you should already have good food income. Like, it's not the perfect synergy that you're looking for.
Touche. That is fair. I mean, Golden Horde isn't frequently tried on water, but you're right. SAS does seem to have a little bit of a weakness for a water map, if you will. But with that being said, he could always try Byzantines, and I know Byzantines is a much maligned water civ, but the Droman recently got buffs, so maybe, just maybe, you can make that work. And, if you think about it, right, the olive oil that comes in from fishing, you can get free Kashik, so
It's very pitiful.
I haven't tried the Droman yet, but the changes could make it viable.
I'm just... It's gonna be the Minework treatment. No, that's not true. That's a bad analogy because Minework was already good when they started buffing it. It was just that Aachen was so much better. But
Yes.
Dromans are genuinely bad compared to Hulks. And I don't know how much they need to buff them to actually become good.
So the Dromans got a lot of buffs this patch, as they've been just perpetually buffed since its release. And it was actually the only Byzantines buff that was on here, the only change that they made to Byzantines. And why can't I find the actual change? Save specific changes. Did they delete it?
It's the design of the ship, right? Because Hulks are long range. They need to fill the same niche. If you make them short range, they're gonna be easy pickings for the demo ships. But if you make them very invulnerable against the demo ships, then well, you're just gonna mass Dromans and walk all over your opponent because they can't counter it. So how do you balance this unit? It's just...
Yeah, so I feel like I'm being gaslit by the devs here. So I remember seeing Byzantine buffs in the patch notes and not seeing KT buffs in the patch notes. Now I go and check and I see KT buffs and Byzantine buffs are no longer there. So am I getting gaslit or was I just drunk? I don't know.
Great, now I need to find the patch notes and double check it, but I do believe there were some Droman buffs.
I completely agree, but it's not there.
Okay, the time to blame cow. Mega threat. Where is my patch notes link? Scrolling.
I'm just saying, right? I could have been drunk. I could have had a lot to drink. It's very possible, and you think you read something and it's not there. But
it's not there. Am I on the wrong patch?
No, you're on the right patch.
No, it's the right patch.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's just not there anymore.
We experienced the same fever dream, apparently. That is news.
Or we're being gaslit. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
Blame cow, guys.
Blame cow. So we are going to Baltic and SAS in the color pink with the French. And French are a good water civ because their docks count as a house. So they get 5 population space. So they don't have to worry about making a house and a dock. They can just make a dock and they're perfectly fine. Meanwhile, Abbasid, their docks are cheaper.
I just realized that they put that change into the game and they did not put it in the tooltip, and I hate that. Like, if you're playing French, you don't know that it doubles as a house if you're a new player, because nothing in the game tells you that. That is bad, folks. But yeah, anyway, We've got the first dock for Abbasid already up. SAS also opening with that, and now we're gonna see them make fishing boats for 3 minutes.
Yes, yes. The very beginning of this game is going to be boring. Both sides are going to be fishing, and then, when we get into the mid game, it's still going to be a little boring because there's a big mass of water, and so by the time you move across to the other side, defender's advantage basically means you're not going to be able to do much. And so you're going to have this cat and mouse back and forth for like 10 minutes until one player gets an advantage. Meanwhile, I fully expect SAS to be raiding with knights. At the risk of feeling stupid,
Okay.
is there a world where SAS goes Chamber of Commerce? He's going to be
I
getting
hope it's this world right now where we are. That would be beautiful.
I'm just saying, right? Your opponent isn't going to be making that much early land military. He's going to be investing in water.
I'm
you're
saying
still going to be getting your upgrades.
It's a good landmark here. It is genuinely a good landmark. It forces a reaction. I don't think we will be seeing it because SAS is confident in his knight play, and the School of Cavalry is also a good landmark because you get a stable for free that your opponent has to react to, or he's just gonna lose all of his villagers. The more interesting question is, are we going to be seeing Trade Wing?
So Abbasid had a sort of trade rework where their traders are on camels, and while I have not played that, I believe the consensus amongst
They're very
top
fast.
players is that was a nerf. That's all
I mean,
I'm saying.
there is that, but they are very fast, so you actually need to put in some effort to catch them. And if you look at the position of the House of Wisdom, the trade supposed on the top right corner would be pretty much perfect for Coco.
Yeah, I just, or you can go military wing and you can apply pressure to your opponent's wood line.
You can do that, but the problem is SAS is going to have a stable and knights, and as soon as he has 2 knights, he can just kill the military wing units.
And this might be why we don't see Abbasid on water very much, is what age up do you go with here? I mean, Culture Wing makes sense.
Culture Wing is good.
Cheaper research. That might be a forced one,
Wow, SAS actually doing wheelbarrow opening. This is very greedy. He's like, okay, my opponent is Abbasid. He's not gonna have a fast age up. I can take my sweet time. He's going triple Dark Age stock? What?
Abbasid has 100-second age up time, which is reduced from the 105-second age up time they previously had. So it's a little bit faster.
Yeah. So the way you usually saw Abbasid being played on water maps is they would not fish in Dark Age. They would do a regular opening and then age up and then start to build a dock. Because you were too slow to actually contest any other civ on water, because they would just age up and then that's that.
Yeah. But we have a little bit of an extended Dark Age from both players. SAS isn't close to an age up. Looks like Coco is
SAS is getting forestry. Please tell me that's a Chamber of Commerce.
I think there's a possibility where he could go with that, because you're going to wind up getting all your eco upgrades, and if I'm not mistaken, like the extended lines counts as an eco upgrade for free traders. He doesn't need to invest in traders, but it still counts.
Military wing is coming up. Boo! Boo! Everyone boo, people! It's a good age up. It's probably what you should be doing. It gives you access to the boot camp, which makes your spears more sturdy against knights and against archers. Your archers also benefit. Yeah.
And, it gives you defense from your opponent, who you assume is going with the stables landmark.
SAS sees the military wing and is like, yeah, okay, probably should not be going Chamber of Commerce here. School of Cavalry is coming up with 7 villagers.
This was such a good opportunity for a Chamber of Commerce. I'm just, they're so rare and few and far between. It's just a little disappointed that we don't get one, but I totally understand.
I mean, I'm still hoping that Coco is gonna build a market at some point and make like 2 traders. Because it's still full map trade.
Yeah, listen, he puts a market in the south corner. It's good. I don't think Abbasid trade is good. I think it got nerfed.
It's not bad. You're over exaggerating that. Yes, they get a little bit less than regular traders on the whole, but they're very hard to catch because they're so fast.
Yeah, and the logical horseman knight raiding unit does get the Camelonese nerf, so it makes them a little tankier. I just don't think it's very good.
I should not be talking so much about trade because it's not gonna happen. We've got 14 to 13 fishing boats. How many docks is that, dear SAS? Great, I don't have an all dock hotkey. That is just 3. Just 3. I'll say just.
Yeah. It's 3 on both sides, right? Military wing now starting to move across. Do we get a barracks so we can upgrade those spearmen from Dark Age?
Soon, TM, probably.
We're just...
I really wish that Coco would build one more. Okay, there's the house. We're gonna be getting...
He's building a ram. He's gonna put a ram down and start ramming these docks.
If he doesn't get caught out. First knight is on the field. Do we see it? Ram is being queued up, but do we see a knight move? No, knight is going all the way to the right side. SAS does have his scout here, and the first victim will probably be the villager here on the water.
And this is just a really heads-up play from Coco. It's going to be annoying for SAS to kind of defend this.
You say it's a really heads-up play. At the same time, he does have no defenses against the knight coming in.
If you can win water and you lose 5 villagers doing it, do you really care?
Not sure he's gonna win. Usually when your whole wood eco is being idled out, that doesn't constitute winning. Knight comes in. Water villager is dead. We have enough resources to build a barracks, but we have not done so yet. And SAS has a scout here, so he knows there's nothing. Oh god. And now all of our wood economy is idle, and the knight is just gonna hang out here.
And there's the barracks finally coming down. And the ram... Villager's gonna burn the ram here, but the military wing coming over to defend, and...
Yeah. SAS is already producing archers, though. He can hold this easily. He's probably gonna lose 1 dock. Maybe? Nah, not even that. He can repair. And Coco has not had any wood income the entire time. That is very bad news, Bears, for his water.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? SAS has seen this before. And he's kind of like, I know how to respond, no problem, crisis averted. And it looks like Coco is attempting to force a fight here on the water, and he's just going to lose all his... Okay, yep.
That felt more like, okay, Coco is like, I have these units that can build rams without researching it. That's going to be a great idea. Nobody's going to see that coming, right?